JD?
I just said to the players in there, I'm pretty proud of them, to be honest. At 14-0 down with a 50% completion rate in the first half, that game could have gone anywhere. But I felt, the players at half-time were keen to get back out there and right a few wrongs, and I thought we did that. And to go to Golden Point was disappointing, but yeah, like I said, pretty proud of their effort. I thought we grew in confidence as the game went on. We're obviously a bit clunky in terms of our last pass, especially. I thought we bombed 4 chances, but we just got to keep playing through that.
A bit frustrating at the same time, knowing that if you can be a little bit better, you're a good chance of beating any side.
Yeah, for sure, and that's I fully believe in the team that's in that changing room. We've got a lot of talent in there, but we can't back off from it. We just got to keep going after it. We've got to keep believing in ourselves, and it'll come. I've got no doubt.
You had to do some major surgery throughout the game. What was the thinking with Cameron, firstly, from starting from the bench?
I felt it probably for a couple of years to come down here and keep him out on the field. That'll give us some flow with our footy as well, and rather than taking him off and bringing him back on, it's one interchange less as well. I thought we saw the benefits of that in the second half. So last week I think he played 58 minutes. He was out there for 70 today. But it's not something that I'm thinking about doing every week. It was just something that we thought this week would give us some joy, and allowed us to bring Davey Mawali on in the second half and get some power through that middle third, which I thought he did really well. So again, it was just a game planning thing, how we could use our rotations.
And what about with Damien Cook? What happened there? Was he carrying a calf issue, or did you just decide you want to make that tactical change at that stage of the game?
Yeah, a bit of both. He was struggling a bit. It's early in the year, obviously, and he's played 75, 70 minutes, and he'd gone down a couple of times, and we needed to get up on the front foot a bit, and Havili come on and was able to do that and bring our forwards onto the ball. And the 3 middles we had out there were pretty fresh, so it was a good way of getting Havili back out in the field. And
Jackson Paulo at left centre, obviously ended up over on the right wing.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we spoke about in pre-season, that we trained. So it was always an option for us to put Tane there and Jackson back on that right wing, and I thought Jackson was having not the best night with his hands, but we were creating opportunities over there, so we just needed to get Tane there, and I thought he did a good job when he went there, and Jackson did a good job on the wing.
Cameron, how did you feel out there? Did it seem like it was all against you guys in sort of the first 40 minutes, but you obviously still kept the belief?
Yeah, we did. Just like Coach said, I was proud of the boys and how we defended our errors. We obviously made a few and didn't make it easy on ourselves, but I'm just proud of how the boys turned up. We could have dropped our heads and lost the game there pretty badly, but like I said, we defended our errors and kind of had that never give up attitude that's been built into our DNA over the last couple of years. So really proud of the way the boys turned up in defence, and obviously, like Coach said again, just a little bit clunky with the ball, so an area for us to improve.
And has Latrell been practising the long-range field goals for that purpose, I suppose?
Yeah, well, he didn't. He probably practiced his goal kicking more, but didn't hit any of them, but hit the field goal. So, yeah, it was a great strike. It was closer to 50, I think, when he hit it. But, it was a big play. We needed it. But, like the story of the night, we just fell short with a bit of execution at the back end as well to seal the game. But, like I said, pretty proud of the boys.
Just on the trail, Jason, first came back obviously for a long time. Obviously, he stepped up at that moment, but how did you go through his game?
Well, I thought he was pretty good, considering the time he's had out of the game and the miles that you got to do as a fullback. I thought he handled it pretty well, and he's only going to get better. I thought Cam, after shoulder surgery, looked a lot better this week than he did last week, and I'm sure Latrell will be the same next week. So, getting our key players back, getting minutes into them as well, and we're tracking in the right direction. We just got to stay to the process, but keep believing that we're going to nail it and go after it.
What was your read, JD, on the combination between Lockie Ilias and Cody? Do you feel as though that's still a work in progress?
Yeah, for sure. I think people forget, Anthony Milford was signed here for this year, and that was to take a bit of pressure off Lockie to allow him to grow into that role, and he's been thrown into it. And what I liked about him was, even though the game was behind, he could have easily drifted out of the game, and I don't think he did that. I thought he started organising. I thought he was better in the second half, and he come up with some good plays, dug in the line really well. That created 2 tries on the right hand side. So while there's things for him to work on, I'm really comfortable with his temperament. I thought overall he kicked really well. And it's work in progress. Like it's my job and the coach's job to keep working with Lockie, and he's here long term. He's going nowhere, and he'll be the future of the club, no doubt about that.
Jason, you struggled a little bit in inside the 10 or in the attacking 20, I suppose, in that first half in particular. What do you think's happening there? I mean, just a bit of pushing passes and getting a bit frustrated. What do you think's happening there that you can resolve?
Yeah, I think it's being a bit more patient, going after points with a bit more power, and playing shorter than trying to go round teams. And Melbourne are one of the best defensive teams in the comp, and that's what they do. They get up in your face and they force errors in you, and they make it hard to score inside their 10-metre zone. So I felt we were probably chasing it a bit too much, and I thought we did the same last week. But once we calmed down and played through the middle third a bit more, pulled the numbers in, I felt we executed well. To be fair, we probably 3 or 4 tries where we just didn't nail the last pass. It's not how we were playing or the shapes we were using. It's just that last pass execution. And like I said, I think the 3 tries we scored in the second half will give us some confidence going into next week.
And Cam, when you have, say, a guy like Jackson, a young guy who's trying to find his spot at centre there, has a tough game, how do you as a leader handle that? How do you guys get around him to help him play the way you believe, or you know that he's capable of?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the culture of this club and the way we all get around each other's, pretty good. And I think he knows that he's got the support of everyone. And I'm sure all the leaders will go up to him and shake his hand and say that we've got his back and we believe in him. And I think it's important to get around him. But at the end of the day, I think, like Coach said, it's a work in progress. And it's round 2. We're not going to execute everything. It's more about defending our errors and then just getting back to training and working on it until we get it right. So that's our mentality, and I'm sure Jackson will be up for it next week to work on the stuff he needs to work on, and he's got the support of all the boys at training there, and we'll just work on getting better every day, and that's what we've done the last couple of years here, and we've proven that we've got better every week, and everyone believes in each other, and so it's just like Coach said, it's a work in progress, and we'll get better.